Hi there everyone, this is Tyler here from North Star Ag in Tower City. Today I want to go through the Raven RCM product setup. So this is our RCM setup on a mobility pull behind spreader. First thing you need to do is put in a profile name, the machine type, in your application width. On a mobility it is 60 feet. Then our next page shows the ECU, which is your RCM, and the number of products you are putting down with the RCM. And with this, we are only putting down one product. Next, it asks us for how many RPM sensors there are on the spinners. There's only one sensor on a mobility fertilizer spreader. Next is the application type. This you have many of options if you click, and it is a granular fertilizer is what it needs to be. Then hit next. Your product on your granular, you have many options here also. Granular full width is what it is on the mobility fertilizer spreader. And this is not needed. And this page is also not needed since we do not have any auxiliary drivers. Our next thing is a scale setup. Some spreaders come with the scale, some spreaders do not. It is an option. If it does have a scale, you need to click from the none and click which one it has. This one does not have any. Our next is pressure sensor. On a fertilizer spreader it does not have a pressure sensor. So we click next. Our next page is the oil level sensor. There is no oil level sensor installed on this unit, so we click next. RPM sensor 1 for product 1 is a check. Our product 1 granular. Our control valve type is PWM closed, our valve response rate is 50, our dead band is 2%, valve delay is at 0, enable PWM smart control is checked. Our product 1 granular coil frequency is 60, PWM high limit is 100%, low limit is 1%, and your startup is 37%. That will vary depending on the tractor that is hooked up to your spreader. Your product density is how much your fertilizer weighs. That is a very important feature on your product setup. Pulses per revolution. It is 360 on this machine. Your spreader constant is 1988, and that is just a starting point on this machine. It does not mean the machine is perfectly set. Your gate height is at 3 inches, and your spreader constant and gate height go together on how much fertilizer is spread. Your tank capacity on this spreader is 20,000 pounds. Current tank level I just put at 5,000 pounds, and your low tank level is at 500 pounds. Your preset rate values. You have the option to set 3 rates. This one I just put at 150 pounds. Everything else in this screen is set from the factory. Your off rate alarm is at 20%. Now your product 2 RPM, which is the spinners on the back of the machine. Your control valve type is a PWM closed, your valve response is at 50, and your dead band is at 2%. And you do want to enable the PWM smart control. Coil frequency is at 60, PWM high limit is at 100, PWM low limit is at 1, and your PWM startup you want to put at about 25%. And then your RPM cal number is 16, which is how many teeth are on the bottom of your spinner disc. Your rate needs to be 750 on this machine, is their standard number to go off of. Your off rate is 20%, and that is our setup on a mobility pull behind spreader. Now that we got our product set up in our Raven RCM, we do have another calibration video on setting your spreader constant.